Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to look at conditional probability. Okay, conditional probability. Our objective, we're going to use formulas and tables to find conditional probability. Tomorrow we're going to look at tree diagrams, but today we'll talk about formulas and tables. The essential question: how can we find the probability of one event given that another event has already occurred? That's conditional. Some event has already happened. What's the probability of this other event happening, given that something else has already happened? Guys, consider the set of numbers 1 through 10. If I'm going to select two numbers from this set, what's the probability that the second number selected is less than 6? That the first number selected was odd? Well, it depends on what happens in the first selection. Okay, this is the formula right here. This is how we write it. The probability of event B happening, the second thing happening, given that event A has already happened. Now here's the formula. It's the probability that they both happen divided by the probability that A happened. All right, that's the formula. Again, we can use tree diagrams and contingency tables to find conditional probabilities and the formula. Okay? 3 things we can use. Guys, tree diagrams, it represents a series of events with the probability of each event shown. And we're going to look at those tomorrow. Today, we're going to look at contingency tables. It displays data frequencies. Okay, the relative frequency is just like a probability. It's the frequency of the event divided by all the possible outcomes. The relative frequency is a probability. As an example, if I just wanted to know the probability of picking a freshman from all these students, all right, there's 50 students total. It says it right down here, 50. All right, the freshman is 25, so that number goes on top. It's 25 over 50. If I were just going to say, what's the probability of picking a student that has a cat? Again, out of 50 students, there's 22 of them that have cats. So it's 22 out of 50. That's all of them. That's not conditional. That's just the probability. But look at these bottom two here. This one is the probability that the student owns a cat given that they're a freshman. All right, so the bottom number we're picking from the freshmen, 25. Of these freshmen, how many of freshmen have a cat? 13 of them. You go right along that row there. Okay, 25 is the bottom number, 13 is the top. Now, if we wanted to know how many freshmen, what's the probability of picking a freshman given that they have a cat? It's a little different, right? You look at all the students with cats. So the bottom is 22. Given that they have a cat, how many of those are freshmen? Well, 13 of them. Look along this column here. So it's 13 over 22, okay? Those are conditional probabilities. They have a line right here. Almost like a fraction bar, it almost looks like. It's a straight up and down line right there, okay? Guys, as an example, here's a table of frequencies. What's the probability that a junior is selected? Just from all of them. That's not conditional. Just I'm going to pick a student. What's the chance I get a junior? All right, well, the total students is 115. That number right there, see that? That goes on the bottom. How many juniors are there? Well, up there, the total is 40. All right, so it's going to be 40 over 115. That's 35%. That's regular probability. That's not conditional. We're just looking at all of them. All right, what about this one, though? Here's another example. What's the probability that a member of the art club selected at random is a junior? So now we're going to select from the art club. So here's art club. Come down. There's 58 members of the art club. How many of them are a junior? 16 of them. So if we look at our factor, it's 16 over 58. All right, again, think of this right here kind of as a fraction where art is on the bottom and junior is on the top. So what's the total art? And of the art, how many of them are juniors? 28%. All right, here's another one. What's the probability that a member of the drama club is selected? And that's not conditional. That's just from all the students. I'm going to pick one. What's the probability that I'm going to pick a member of the drama club? All right, well, the total again is 115. That number goes on the bottom. And the drama club, it looks like there's 17 of them. So 17's on top, 115 on the bottom. It's 15% roughly, okay? Round it off. Okay, here's another example. What's the probability that a member of the drama club is a sophomore? All right, a member of the drama club, here's the drama clubs right here. There's 17 members. How many of those are sophomores? Go up to the top, 3 of them. So 3 out of 17. 3 over 17, that's 18%. There's another example here on the bottom. What's the probability that a sophomore is a member of the drama club? It's a little different. We're flipping these two around. Again, we're picking from the sophomores. So here's the sophomores. The bottom number is 36. That's the total sophomores. Of those, how many are in the drama club? 3 of them. So 3 out of 36, that's 8%. All right, that's conditional probability. We have a line right here, okay? We limit the original sample size. Instead of 115, I'm only talking about the 36 that are sophomores. All right, guys, here is a nice summary of the probabilities and the formulas with the Venn diagrams there. That's everything we've covered so far. And I'll eventually make a copy of this and give it to you when we start getting ready for the test. That's a nice synopsis right there of everything we've talked about in probability so far. All right, guys, that's it. There are 3 vocabulary words. All right, for the warm-up: conditional probability, contingency tables, and relative frequencies. All right, thanks, guys.